Back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Thanks for joining us for another video. I thought Wednesday would be a drama-free day in the world of Manchester United, but Statement FC released another statement in regards to allegations facing Antony. We want to know your thoughts and opinions on this one, Red, so get involved in the chat and we will discuss some of your comments throughout the video. Now, first of all, I'm going to get straight into this statement and what it reads. Manchester United acknowledged the allegations made against Antony and notes that the police are conducting inquiries. Pending further information, the club will be making no further comments. As a club, we are taking the matter seriously with consideration of the impact of these allegations and subsequent reporting will have on survivors of abuse. Now, first of all, I want your reaction, Dad.
Well, it's good that United have come out pretty quickly. They've acknowledged the allegations. They know they're serious. They're taking it serious, just like Antony's taking it serious. Police are conducting inquiries. Well, I'd like that to be made clearer. I don't know who can make it clearer. Thought United might. Is it the Brazilian authorities or is it the English authorities who are making the inquiries, or is it a joint thing? That's something which hopefully we'll find at a later date, because it could make a difference. United won't be making a further comment until any more information comes out, and quite rightly, this has gone out in the public. In my opinion, it shouldn't have come out in the public, but hey, it's there. United have done the right thing, a quick statement, and hopefully that puts it to bed for now.
With you saying you're not happy with it coming out in the public domain, do you think the authorities will see it that way as well when there's already an investigation going on?
Yeah, I don't think the authorities will be too happy that an investigation information has been put out there to the media. I think the police will look at that and will not be happy, because it might have a detrimental effect on how they investigate and further things going further forward. It might have a detrimental, I think it's a detrimental effect already on Antony. That information's out there in the media, which then the media, the public start giving their opinion, and it's not the right thing. It's an allegation and these things should not have been put out there. So I think when the police do look at it, whether they look at it from the same point of view as the Brazilians, if the English do look at it, I think they'll have to take that into consideration, which will, I believe, have a dramatic effect down the line on what goes forward.
Yeah, do you think Manchester United have responded in the correct manner, the timing of it and what they've actually put in that statement?
Yeah, I think they've responded quite well with it. They've missed out a statement saying Antony's going to be playing or not playing, but by all accounts it looks as though Antony is and should be allowed to carry on playing. That's how I see it. If charges are brought further down the line, I'm sure Manchester United will look at it again, and quite rightly so. But for now, it looks as though he's allowed to play, and quite right.
Yeah, let's have it right. You know, these allegations, you know, the pictures that are out there in the public domain, they are horrendous, and Antony's got a bit of a battle on it here to clear his name. But, you know, with Manchester United saying any more info coming out, do you think then that could possibly change if there's an arrest and Antony being charged? Oh
yeah, if Antony gets charged further down the line, United will have to look at that again, and I believe, quite rightly so, that he will just be suspended and taken out the limelight of the Manchester United football team. We've seen previously what's been going on, bit erratic, bit chaos in the way United have dealt with it, but I think there's a clear path down the route here. United are keeping him playing. It's allegations. You cannot go around cancelling people based on allegations which somehow come out to the media. I mean, I said yesterday, who and why were these allegations made public? So people will have to look at that, but you cannot cancel people just because allegations are made in the public domain. It is not the right thing.
So going down a road where people are losing the actual right of clearing the name in a court of law, and it's based on public opinion and what goes on social media, where you're automatically guilty until proven not guilty. Yeah,
well, unfortunately, in this case, the evidence what's been put out there suggests Antony's guilty, but it's only one side. It's an allegation. And that, like I said before, could further down the line impede any further police investigation.
Yeah, I do also agree as well. If there is an arrest of Antony and he is charged with these allegations, I think it's best for him to be suspended by the club and let him fight to go and clear his name in a court of law.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, if it was me and I was under these allegations playing football, I wouldn't be able to concentrate on football. That's one aspect of it. But from a Manchester United point of view, they will do the right thing. And I think this statement, what they've come out with today, sort of indicates that in a different way. It's like saying, yeah, this is what it is now. We're aware of the serious allegations, but if more information comes out, then we will act. And the appropriate action is just to suspend him and take him away from the first team and let him deal with the allegations going forward. That's if any further information or any action comes out. But for now, I'm quite happy with United's statement, and I'm quite happy that everyone understands that is allegations what have been put out there to the media, and that's all it is.
Yeah, just going to dive back into the chat, get your thoughts and opinions in on this one. We'll discuss throughout the video. Wayne says, these are just allegations,
Yes.
and I have seen no evidence to suggest Antony has done anything wrong. However, I don't think we'd miss Antony if he is suspended. I can't see what 85 million has brought to the club.
85 million brought to the club. Look, you've got your opinion on Antony as a footballer. I can turn around to you and just say, look, he played excellent, his work rate and everything, and it is coming on leaps and bounds. I seen that at Arsenal, but hey, we all have opinions.
Yeah, of course, everyone has opinions, but I think he might be alluding to what players can actually come in and play on that right-hand side. You've got Pellistri who's available. Can Garnacho play on the right-hand side? You've got Sancho. What's going on there? How's that going to be even resolved? We don't know, but do you think we've got adequate cover there to do that in case he does get suspended?
I think we've got players chomping at the bit to come into this team. Young players eager. I've seen quite a few in the pre-season. And if you look at Pellistri, got a little bit of game time, not too much, but we can all see what's there. And if he gets 90 minutes, great. Antony, yes, he has to battle to keep his place, just like everyone else.
Yeah, Alex J59 says, I don't think United were left with any other option but to put a statement out today.
Yeah, no, it's quite right that they put a statement out. He's an employee there, and there's allegations there, and everything has to be looked at, and United have to make a comment. They can't just ignore it. It wouldn't be the right thing to do for a big business like Manchester United. Worldwide, global, public, you name it, whatever. Right? United had to make a statement, and to be honest with you, I think they've come out with a statement in double order, in proper quick time. There was mumblings there from the what you call the woke brigade going United, slagging Man United down for not coming out with a statement. Hey, things take time, but this hasn't really took time.
Yeah, Dana in the chat says, drama after drama. We have never been more of a soap opera than now. There's a lot going on at Manchester United, on the pitch, off the pitch, the sale. Is it a sale? Are the Glazers staying, going, or... You know, there's just so many questions out there, and unanswered questions as well.
Listen, a soap opera, listen, if you was around the time George Best was around, that's what you call a soap opera. Every week, George Best was front page news, back page news, for all sorts of reasons. So as a soap opera, yes, I think this is more frustrating than a soap opera, more undignified. But George Best, and there's many, many stories down the line where it was a soap opera every week. But you know what? Back in them days, you know, we all seem to suck it up and enjoy it, but it's a different type of what's going on at the moment with United. The happy days will come back. It's just going through a bad period at the moment. But soap operas, we've dealt with thousands of them here as Manchester United fans.
Imagine living back then without a mobile phone, eh? What did you all do then?
Read the papers, and it was all in the papers day after day. And when the likes of George Best was about, I'm telling you, some fantastic soap stories there. Yeah,
I'm just going to ring off a couple of comments in here. G Art says, when you go onto social media instead of the authorities, that's an act of spite, in my opinion. Lee Jones says, charged and found guilty, that's a different matter. And I totally agree with that. Yeah,
well, the thing is, when someone puts it out there in social media when there's no need, when they already know that there's an investigation, you might quite be right. I'm not saying you are. It might be out of spite, or it might be out of people not actually doing what they wanted. So you just don't know, and let's hope that the police do look into the reasons why and who put this out there in the media, because it should not ever have been put out of there knowing there's a police investigation already undergoing.
Yeah, going back into the chat, Gayon, I think it is. I can't pronounce his second name, so apologies there, my mate. I think the allegations contributed massively to Antony's poor form.
No. You say poor form. Depends what you think. We can all agree that we want more from Antony going past the defenders, but you cannot underestimate how much work rate Antony puts in down that wing, helping his fullback, helping Wan-Bissaka. He actually gives Wan-Bissaka a little bit more room to play. Yes, we know there's more to do for Antony as a traditional winger, but he's put in work rate after work rate, a lot more than some of the players what have got on that pitch at times this year.
Instead of looking at it from like a poor or a negative angle, you could look at it from a positive and say his performances have actually been quite good considering what's going on in the background.
Yeah, I think what it is responding to Erik Ten Hag. He's responding to what Erik Ten Hag wants from him out there on the wide position. So that's, to me, that's a good thing. And if you looked on Sunday against Arsenal, they all responded to what Erik Ten Hag wanted. They were all in sync up until a certain part of that game, and we all know the reasons why it all ended so bad.
Yeah, Gareth Thompson, hope all is good, lads. It's all good out here, my mate. It's nice and warm out here in Manchester. We're not used to it, as anyone out there from Manchester knows, but he says, would love Pellistri to get on a good run in the side, but I don't think Erik Ten Hag fancies him that much. I'm
not sure if Erik Ten Hag doesn't fancy him that much. I think Erik Ten Hag is just like slowly looking at him, building him up for the time he will use him. Listen, not every player is going to play every game, so Pellistri will get his game time. If you look at Garnacho, he used him here, there, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and then suddenly we all want Garnacho, and there's no stopping Garnacho now. So I think he's used Pellistri in the same way. So it's now down to Pellistri, if given the chance, to come straight on and straight at it. And unfortunately, this thing for Antony, what's going on now, these allegations, might just derail him, whether he gets charged or not. So you just have to be prepared to get ready, Pellistri. Your chance might come.
Yeah, Paul in the chat gives the good, the bad and the ugly of social media. He says it's ridiculous, social media going mad, always anything to do with Manchester United. Social media gives everyone a comment which can be mad, bad and sometimes good.
Yeah, well, you know, what can I say about social media? That is what it is. There's good, there's evil about many things in life, but social media, my God, you're either right or you're either wrong, and people just won't talk in between. They come at you with your opinion, so it's just open to debate, but there's no debate. But hey, there's debate on here though, isn't there, Keir?
Always, and we love everyone getting involved in it as well, in the chat and underneath the video in the comments as well. That's why we do it. Yeah. David Pearson says Pellistri looks like he has an open door to that right wing spot, and he could well have if any further developments happen with Antony and them allegations.
Yeah, I think he could have an open door. Like I say, Antony there, you don't know his state of mind going forward. The pressure might get to him, and you know, and I'd understand that, to be honest with you. But I just hope he battles through it and doesn't worry too much about it. He said he takes the allegations seriously. He's been dealing with it. He's spoken to the authorities in Brazil, from what I can gather, and he's fully prepared for it. So at the end of the day, he'd already done that and played, as far as I'm concerned, a really good game at Arsenal. So his mindset might already be in place, and we might have nothing to worry about going further forward with him. Yeah,
but do you think Manchester United will have a chat with him, though, a conversation to see his mind state and where he's at mentally, though? Because surely this is taking a huge toll on him in the background with what's going on. It's worldwide, this now. It's worldwide news.
What it is, I think Antony is dealing with it and has been dealing with it for a while. And I think all United will do is just see how he is in training and his preparations. I mean, he might not want to talk about it. Why should he talk about it? He knows where he stands with it. He knows what the allegations are. And he's got what he believes is irrefutable evidence to prove it wasn't him. So he's comfortable by his statement and by what's going on the football pitch. So I think the more you go at somebody, asking him questions and all that, it affects him. He's comfortable. He's dealt with it. And I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, going back into the chat, Yarley says Antony is very good on the defensive. The other players who play on the right-hand side, they don't contribute as much defensively, and this is why Erik Ten Hag's been playing him week in, week out.
Yeah, I believe that. He wants the work rate. He wants to be able to come back. He wants somebody to come back and help the midfield, help the full-backs. We know We've all seen it with our own house, how that midfield has been exposed. It's been too wide and it's needed other help. And Antony is the man who's coming back and helping out there. It's just that others haven't done what Antony and Ten Hag, well, especially Ten Hag wants. But against Arsenal, we've seen an improvement in that area. So at the end of the day, Antony is the man, what is the go-to man for Erik Ten Hag.
Dead and Gone says it's Sancho as well who's opened the door for Pellistri.
Well, yeah.
Garnacho as well. We've got a Garnacho onto that with Pellistri, surely.
Maybe Sancho's opened the door for Pellistri to be included in the squad for every game. Maybe. But I think time will tell on this. There's a lot more to go with the Sancho incident. I think a lot of people have got a lot to say. I think there's going to be big things here, and hopefully it'll all get sorted out by the time we play Brighton, because it needs to be sorted out. If you look at Sancho, and when he come out, to me, he spat his dummy out. That's what he did. So I don't want someone who's a baby sulking round the training ground, because that's exactly how I see he'll react, sulking and just like moping around the place. That's not good going forward.
Yeah, there has been reports in the Daily Mail, I think it was a couple of days ago, saying that one of the reasons he's not picked for the England squads is because of the effect he has on the other players. When he's not selected in the starting 11, he has a mentality to mope around and sulk, and it does have an effect. But again, I'd rather hear that from Gareth Southgate's mouth than listen to reports on that. Maybe they're just piling in because it's Manchester United and there's a big thing there at the moment. But diving back into the chat, Lee Wall says, enjoy lads. It's 41 degrees here in Vietnam. Oof. I've been here 6 years and I still sweat buckets when it's over 20. Little taste of home watching you lads. Now, appreciate you joining us, mate, and tuning in from Vietnam. If you've got any space where you live, though, mate, give us a shout and we'll come over next summer. How about that?
Is there a United bar there? We'll film from there.
Oh, that'd be great, that.
Hey.
That'd be absolutely fantastic. Lee, give us a shout if there's anything over there where we can come over, mate. Going on to other news, though. The value of Manchester United's been slashed by 500 million. Might have gone even more today after yesterday's news. What's your first thoughts on it?
That's what they're all reporting. The value's gone down 500. No, the value hasn't gone down. The value is what someone pays for it. The value of the shares have gone down. That is a speculative market. So that's what shares are. They were hoping that United was going to get sold and they'd get probably up to $27 to $30 per share. It's not the value of Manchester United at all. They're just the share price. Now, Manchester United are valued at $6 billion. That's what the Glazers say it is. And there's two firms there looking to buy Manchester United. Has nothing to do with the share price. The value, £500 million, is wiped off the value of the shares, not the club.
Do you think the valuation of $6 billion, if that's correct by all reports that the Glazers value it at, do you think that's a correct price?
I've always said it's the correct price, and I don't see...
What's that due to in your mind? What's in your mind going forward? Does it beef that price up?
Exactly what everyone out there in the market says. It's the valuation, what you're going to add to it in the future. And that's what you have to price in. And football fans, they're not looking at the future, they're looking at the here and now. They want the Glazers out, this is what it's sold, it's too dear, this is what it's valued now. That's what people say. The actual market price is $3.57 billion. That's the market price, right? But the Glazers want $6 billion. Okay, now at the end of the day, the share price can go up to $6 billion, but that has nothing to do with what it's being sold for. And I think because of what the value of Manchester United going forward is, you have to price that in at the sale price. And $6 billion, 12 months ago, well, nearly 12 months ago.
Thinking forward then of TV revenue and stuff like that, I think the format is it. The Club World Cup changes as well. More teams are going to be playing in that. So do you think they're taking into consideration TV revenues down the line?
I think they're taking into TV revenues, the technology, what they'll be able to use to gain more revenue. They just take into what's further down the line. And further down the line is big jackpots. And when you take into account the Saudi Arabia want to be in the Champions League, and the Saudis always get what they want when they want something, because they've got the money, and money talks. So in the future, money is just coming flying in. So it's the valuation going forward what puts the extra billion on top of the asking price of Man United. And the further it goes in the future, the more Manchester United, in my opinion, is worth.
There was reports, wasn't there, was it a couple of days ago, last weekend, that the Glazers had took Manchester United off the market. Do you actually believe them reports?
No, I don't believe anything. If you look at since November, late October, November, not one report you could turn to and say that's correct. Everything really hasn't come out. The Glazers have never spoken. So at the end of the day, it's only the Glazers know what's going on, and they don't speak to anybody. Not even the Rain Group don't know what's going on with the Glazers. Simple as. So all these reports what come out from Reuters, from the someone who knows in the Rain Group or this group or that. Listen, they don't know anything. It's been proven. Prove it. Just go back, look at your history on everything what every journalist has done. Makes no sense. They're just making it up, and there's only the Glazers. And you have to go back from the day the Glazers got here to right now. They don't talk to United fans. They don't talk to anybody. And we've just got to sit and wait. Yes, it's annoying. We all know that.
Yeah, don't listen to them journalists. If you want any info, come here to the Webby O'Neill channel. Listen to us. We don't tell lies, and get involved in the chat. Jedi Knight says these players need coaching on life skills. Money seekers have always been around footballers. It seems the snowflakes have not been told to watch out for them. So he's trying to say that more should be done to protect players.
No, listen, you can't protect players. Players come from every walk of life. Yes, you can give an education when they've joined or something like that, on the do's and the don'ts, and this is what you expect. Yeah. Yes, I think every player would get that. But at the end of the day, players aren't here. They're not our role models. They're certainly not our role models. I don't know where people come out and say, oh, these footballers, these should act like role models for the youth and things like that. No, that is entirely wrong. They are not our role models. They are ordinary people, right, doing a job, playing football, something they love. At the end of the day, they are not our role models. Everyone has a different character. And at the end of the day, if they were role models, then I was following George Best. I was following, what's his name, McGrath. Loads of players. Brian Robson's behaviour, drinking and all that. Great player, great man, great ambassador for the club. But as a role model, if you followed him, you're being a nightmare. They are not role models. And at the end of the day, education goes so far, and then it is up to the person. And unfortunately, people make too many excuses for their own behaviour.
Yeah, Robert says Ahmad has more potential, in my opinion, than Pellistri. Would be good to see them battle it out. Big statement there, mate. Let us know everyone else's opinion on that. Would you prefer Ahmad over Pellistri, Pellistri over Ahmad? Me personally, at this moment in time, Pellistri all day for me.
I think Ahmad has had a setback with the injury. And before the injury, when I seen him, I don't think that loan move to Sunderland has actually took him a little bit higher. I think at the moment when I seen him, I think his level is Championship. That's what, to me, that's how I see it. I don't think he will reach that level, that one more step to go up. And I think Pellistri, for me, is a clear winner in a role in the first team.
Yeah, Marcus Jackson says, you're welcome here in Thailand, lads. No United pub where I live, but I know a couple of places with flags of different clubs, United included. Thanks for providing a taste of home here too. Much appreciated you joining in, Marcus, and we might take you up on that offer at some point. But hopefully them other flags that are there, they're not Scouse or Leeds fans, because I don't think we'll be welcomed you.
Well, I'll rip them down.
Yeah, I can imagine that, to be honest with you. DJ Superfly, give the lads a thumbs up. Yeah, everyone out there, if you want to give a thumbs up, support the channel. Dana says, I'm starting to believe the Glazers are going to hold out till after the World Cup, because there's money to be made from them with the World Cup in the States.
I don't think you can actually put a timeline on it for them holding out. I think if you're reacting to like hoping and thinking that they'll hold on till after the World Cup, I think what you're doing, you're just carrying on what the press have been doing, speculating. I don't think any of us have a clue. That's a hope. You want it quickly. You want it after the World Cup. You're hoping it doesn't drag on. I think that's what it is. But speculating in that, we're just wasting our time. And to be honest with you, we need to let it go for a while because we need the team. It'll come when it comes, and to be getting angry, it's just not the thing. There's better things to do. The sun's out. Just chill out and let's just wait.
Yeah, Jedi Knight says United is worth whatever a buyer is prepared
Correct.
to pay, and that is bang on.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And at the moment, they're not prepared to pay $6 billion. And as I say, I've said it many times before, said it for months now. The Glazers are absolutely gutted. It was called a bidding war, and there's only 2 participants in it. They wanted 6, 7, possibly 8 people coming in it, and that's why we're in the situation we are, because other people don't believe it's worth $6 billion.
Nigel Frelest, I think it is. Hopefully I've got that right, my mate. He says, "Are you guys father and son?" We are, can't you tell? That's where I get my good looks from. That's my father, Tony. I'm Kieran, his son. Danny G says it's all just a bit of a circus, really, and it is. It's at the moment, like I said at the start, it's like Statement FC, a statement every other week about a player or something going on around the club.
Yeah, I mean, some people can look at it like that, but you can't trivialise certain things what go on.
Of course.
Yeah, and I know you're not trivialising it. I see many of your comments, so I know you're not trivialising it. But the thing is, it's not a circus. This is bad, you know, and could end up worse. You know what I mean? And United are having to deal with it, and players are having to deal with it. This is life, and in life, things can get bad, but at the end of the day, life, there's always the sun shining at the end.
I think we'll wrap it up there. Have you got anything
Yes.
to add before we go? Just like to thank everyone as well for getting involved in the chat. It's been popping off in there. Some great comments today.
Yeah. Listen, I've got to thank everyone, you know what I mean? And all the time you're pressing them likes and that, it helps the channel, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, going to wrap it up there because it is getting quite humid here in Manchester. The sun is out all the way up into the UK, so I'm sure everyone over here understands how we feel. So yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us, smashing that like button as well. We will be back tomorrow with another video, so stay tuned for that one. And if you've not subscribed and it's your first time, think about subscribing as well. We're going to go and jump in the pool and play a bit of volleyball. How about that? Get the rubber duck out.
I'm going to sit in the shade, me.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.